On June 18, 1815, 50,000 men died or were wounded on a field in Belgium. It was the battle that ended an empire, exiled an emperor, and reshaped the map of Europe. Today, that field has a gift shop. His name was Napoleon Bonaparte, and we brought him back. Napoleon Bonaparte was born in 1769 on the island of Corsica, the same year France acquired it from Genoa. He was French by 1 year. He rose through the ranks of the French military during the chaos of the Revolution. A small, brilliant, ferociously ambitious artillery officer who saw opportunity in disorder. By 1799, he had seized control of France. By 1804, he had declared himself emperor. By 1810, he controlled or influenced most of continental Europe, the largest empire the continent had seen since Rome. He reformed legal systems across Europe. The Napoleonic Code, which he introduced in 1804, became the foundation of civil law in France, Belgium, Spain, and dozens of countries beyond Europe. It is still the basis of law in Louisiana, Quebec, and many former French colonies today. He was also responsible for decades of near-continuous war that killed millions across Europe and beyond. His campaign in Russia in 1812 was the beginning of the end. He marched over 600,000 soldiers into Russia. Fewer than 100,000 came back. The Grande Armée, the greatest military force Europe had ever assembled, was destroyed by distance, cold, and a Russian strategy of retreat and attrition. He was exiled to Elba. He escaped. He raised another army. And on June 18, 1815, at a small village in Belgium called Waterloo, he met the combined forces of Britain and Prussia and lost. It was his final battle. He was exiled to the island of St. Helena in the South Atlantic, where he died in 1821. He was 51 years old. Now imagine bringing Napoleon back. Not the young general who electrified France with his early campaigns, but the emperor at the peak of his understanding of what he had built, what he had lost, and what it meant. Bring that man to Waterloo. What does he see? A green, rolling field, a visitor's center, a large man-made hill topped with a bronze lion, built by the Dutch to commemorate the battle, a panoramic painting inside a circular building that depicts the battle in 360 degrees. Tourists walk the ground where his cavalry charged. Children run along the ridge where Wellington held his line. Families buy miniature soldiers in the gift shop. There are Napoleon-branded chocolates at the exit.
I have thought about this field every day since June the 18th. I have analyzed every decision, the timing of the attack, the ground conditions after the rain, Ney's handling of the cavalry, the Prussians arriving when they should not have arrived in time, 50,000 casualties in a single day, and now they sell chocolate with my name on it at the gate. I am not insulted. I am genuinely uncertain what I feel. I built an empire on this continent. I reformed the laws of a dozen nations, the legal systems I introduced, the idea that citizens have rights, that the law applies equally, that merit matters more than birth. These ideas outlasted every army I ever commanded. And yet what this field remembers is the day I lost. Perhaps that is correct. Perhaps that is what battlefields are for, to remember the cost, not the glory. The cost here was very high. I look at this visitor's center and I think they have made it comprehensible. The paintings, the exhibits, the hill with the lion. They have made 200 years of distance feel like something a family can walk through on a Sunday afternoon. I do not know if that is wisdom or something else. What I know is that the men who died here were real. The mud was real. The sound was real in a way that no panoramic painting can capture. I made decisions that sent them here. I have had 2 centuries to think about that. History remembers me as either a genius or a monster, depending on who is writing. I was probably both, in the way that most men who reshape the world are both. But standing here, on this quiet green field, where 50,000 men fell in a single day, I find I am less interested in my legacy than I expected to be. I'm interested in the quiet. It is very quiet here now.
The Battle of Waterloo lasted approximately 9 hours. An estimated 50,000 soldiers were killed or wounded. Napoleon was exiled to St. Helena, a remote island in the South Atlantic, where he died in 1821. He spent much of his exile dictating his memoirs and shaping how history would remember him. The Napoleonic Code he introduced in 1804 remains the foundation of civil law in France and numerous other countries around the world. The battlefield at Waterloo is now a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The gift shop does, in fact, sell Napoleon-branded chocolate. They made history. Now they face it. This has been Returned from History. New episodes every week. Subscribe so you never miss a return. Every place you walk through has a story. The harbor where someone fled for their life. The street where an idea changed the world. The building where history turned on a single decision. Most people walk right past them. Lore changes that. Lore is the app that finds the stories of wherever you are and brings them to you in real time. History, mystery, food, culture. The stories that made this place what it is today.